Creating peace within ourselves is often easier said than done, especially when we've already been in solitude and then we have the blanket of winter surrounding us. And I understand that some of you will be in sunny locations, and some of the visions and landscapes that I'm speaking of with snow and ice and shorter days and so forth are going to be alien to you. But there's a symbolism to winter, even if you are not currently experiencing snow, ice, shorter days, longer nights. There's a symbolism. And that symbolism is solitude. It's when you take a walk in the woods and there doesn't seem to be a lot of life. When you catch in the corner of your eye maybe a squirrel running somewhere or a bird flapping its wings above you, you're very aware of life and movement around you because there's so little it seems on the surface. So right now, allow yourself just to relax. You might sit, you might lay flat a little bit. You can just recline if you wish, don't recline, but just breathe easy, meaning breathe with the abdomen, lower the shoulders, lengthen the neck. Release the hips if you can. It's really hard to do if you're not used to it, but we hold over 75% of our stress in our hips. So I want you to, as you're sitting, just imagine the hip bones opening up like the pages of a book opening up the story. And I want you just to focus on solitude, the solitude that COVID has given us, the solitude that a snowstorm may be giving us. And as I record this today, we're supposed to be getting a really big snowstorm, and we're probably all going to be out of commission for a couple of days, and then the snow will melt and life will go on. And the interesting thing is, in that time, there's going to be more time for whatever it is that you might be putting off. Now, here's the funny thing. With COVID and the distancing and everything else that's happening, the snowstorm's not going to change much, right? It's really not going to change much. So think about this no matter where you live right now. No matter what kind of distancing you may or may not be doing, how COVID may or may not be affecting you, how the weather may or may not be affecting you, really the true changes are within you. It's how you decide to behave, to think, to perceive, to observe. It's how you see the world. So if you see the world negatively, you're going to start to collect negativity. It's not just some philosophy or The Secret or anything like that where, oh, if you put out negativity, it's what's drawn to you. No, you actually train your brain to be negative if you only focus on negativity. It's really just very elementary. It's not that, I know a lot of people really love to make that to be some spiritual big thing, but it's just you. So I think that a lot of times people go into this spiritual realm when it comes to negativity and positivity because they haven't owned their place in it yet. And I'm not saying that there's no truth at all to The Secret or some other spiritual mindsets. And in fact, I think of a lot of them as interesting fables and stories, much like other ancient scriptures and so forth, where it gives us a place to learn and to focus, and it feels good because we're not keeping it within ourselves. So as you're comfortable, we're going to start the meditation soon, but I know the last few meditations, if you've listened to them, if you've been going in order, have been a little bit more maybe informative, short and informative, but today's going to be a little different. So I want you to get comfortable in your solitude and focus on your breathing, and you may or may not decide to relax your body to a certain degree. Sometimes it feels good to relax all the way, sometimes you just can't. That's fine. There's no big rule that says that relaxed toes help your mental capacity to a certain extent. right? So if you want to have a little stress in your body, that's okay. Just be aware of it. Feel the feelings, feel the body, be aware. No biggie. So focusing on solitude. Solitude offers a time for reflection, and in reflection, we might have revelations. If we dwell, a snowball can become an avalanche. If we ignore, we become frozen and rigid. Allow the space for inner warmth. Clear, cool awareness. Reflections and revelations in solitude.